Review Committee. We'll begin with the roll call. Commission members. Commissioner Rubin.
Present.
Commissioner Rubin is present. Commissioner Fair.
Present.
Commissioner Fair is present, and I'm here. We have a quorum, and we'll begin with approval of the minutes. And I'd like to request a motion to approve the minutes of the June 8th, 2023 meeting. Do we have a motion?
So moved, Commissioner Fair.
Commissioner Fair has made a motion. Do we have a second?
Seconded, Commissioner Rubin.
Commissioner Rubin seconded, and I am a yes. And the motion carries unanimously. The minutes will be posted on the Commission's website. There is one project on the agenda for today's meeting. Please note that meetings will no longer be adhering to the emergency rules governing the conduct of remote public commission meetings and provisions for remote public participation in place during the COVID-19 public health emergency, as a gubernatorial disaster declaration is no longer in effect. As such, staff to the commission will present the projects on the agenda and state their recommendation. Following the staff presentation, the committee will have an opportunity to ask questions of the staff. The applicant may then make a statement. Following the applicant's statements, members of the public may make their statements. I'd like to ask that anyone other than the applicant wishing to make a statement on any item on today's agenda to complete a public comment card and give the card to a member of the staff. Comment cards are available at the door. As a courtesy to other individuals wishing to offer comments, we ask that members of the general public limit your statements to 3 minutes or less. When the time comes for public comment on the individual item on the agenda, I will call the names for the comment cards and ask you to come forward to the microphone to make your statement. Please state your name and the interest, organization, and company that you represent, if any. The first project, and only project on our agenda, is 3623 North Avers in the 30th Ward, Alderwoman Cruz, in the Villa District. It is the proposed rehabilitation of a single-family residence, including the construction of a new dormer on the south elevation. And I'll just state that the Alderwoman is not present. But she has sent an email voicing her support for this project. And with that, I'd like to call on Joyce Ramos for the presentation.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject property is a 1.5-story bungalow located mid-block on Avers Avenue. The applicant reached out to Historic Preservation staff pre-permit with the proposal of a new dormer on May 25th, 2023. A final design was received on June 27th, 2023. Located on the northwest side adjacent to the Kennedy Expressway, the Villa District is a 7-block residential area that was designated in 1983. The tree-lined streets and boulevards provide a park-like setting for the well-maintained ensemble of brick and frame homes built between 1907 to 1922. The Villa District has a dormer policy that was adopted by the Permit Review Committee in 1994 to encourage appropriately designed visible new dormers that are compatible with the district's historic character. Factors such as the proposed location, size, massing, design, materials, and quantity are considered in the review on a case-by-case basis, and ensures that any new dormers similar to the original dormers will be a secondary feature to the home. Staff worked with the applicant to ensure that the proposed new dormer would conform to the Villa District dormer guidelines. On the north elevation, there is an existing gable dormer that is proposed to remain, and on the south elevation, there are 2 existing gable dormers that are proposed to be removed. A 12-foot wide gable dormer will be constructed behind where the front dormer is currently located and will be more centered on the length of the house. The ridge of the new dormer will be 1 foot lower than the main ridge of the building, and the dormer will be an enclosure for the stair that provides access to the second floor with minimum code required ceiling height. The roof of the new dormer will be clad in shingles to match the existing roof. The walls will be clad in fiber cement siding in a neutral color. And staff recommends that the siding have a smooth finish and a 4-inch lap exposure. Due to the wide side yard on the south, the new dormer will be visible from the public right-of-way, and the architect provided a rendering to show the impact that the new dormer will have on the house. The location, size, and shape of the proposed new dormer is approved as proposed. And staff also recommends that the new windows on the dormer shall be wood or clad wood double-hung windows, and enlarged window detail shall be included in the permit plans. Other work to the property includes the removal of an existing vestibule on the stair and a stair on the rear elevation and replacing it with a new deck that is no wider or higher than the main house. Additionally, the street-facing garage door on the existing detached garage will be replaced, as well as providing a new garage door and opening on the alley-facing facade. This work is approved as proposed. The applicant reviewed the proposal with Alderman Ruth Cruz, who also provided a letter of support. The Villa Improvement League also reviewed the project and provided a letter of no objection. Both letters were included in the packet. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions for me or the architect and the owner, who are also here today, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Any questions by the commission of Joyce? Seeing none, let's hear from the property owner. Is it Moira Riley?
No, it's just a small group. Hi, my name is Maura. This is my husband, Praveen. We currently reside in Avondale, so not far from the address on Avers. We discovered the Villa District when the city locked down, and basically all we did was take walks with our little child. And we fell in love with the neighborhood, the whole look and feel of it, and the midways, of course, that Joyce did a great job describing. So we thought at that time that it would be nice to have a single-family home of our own, and how lovely it would be if we were to ever land in the villa. When that opportunity, after Mira, our child, was selected by lottery to Disney 2 Magnet Elementary, which is very nearby if you know the neighborhood, we decided to start looking in the vicinity of her school. We found 3623 North Avers, and we fell in love with it. We started researching Chicago bungalows, and Praveen actually made a note that bungalow is a word from North India. So we thought that was a nice mix of cultures, and we really decided that that was where we wanted to make our home. So we started researching the history, furniture, and all how interesting, but also it will take time for us to make it due to budget reasons, but we would love to make it in the style that it was designed. I have a lot of fond memories in bungalows as a child. Growing up on the south side, my grandparents had a bungalow down there. So we look forward to bringing the home up to date in the style that it was built, and we look forward to making memories of our own in it. We're open to any questions you may have, and we hope we will be granted your approval.
Thank you so much for that statement and the history. Any questions, commissioners?
Trying to think if it's a statement or a question. Maybe it's more of a statement. I think the work is really tasteful looking. It's good that there are kind of parameters in the neighborhood of this sort of dormer replacement. As much as I love a historic paneled garage door, I recognize the reality that it's not something that is long for this world in most cases, so I'll spare you that. It sounds like you're entering into owning a property like this for all the best and most thoughtful reasons. So I think this work is very good, and the application is very easy to get through and understand where the work is, and that's commendable.
That's our architects.
Yes, I like it too.
I've just got maybe a similar comment. No, I thought it was all really well done. Just the placement and relocation of the stair to kind of align with the new dormer, cleaning up, quite frankly, kind of the two oddly sized ones. I thought that was all really well done. Makes it easier conversation. So really excited for this one. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, and I'll just jump on the train here. Really, really well done presentation. Congratulations on your new bungalow, and also in Disney too. I'm in Old Living Park, so I know that is that's a lot of very coveted place to get into. So congratulations on that too.
Okay.
With that, Let's call for the public comments. I believe we have one public comment. Thank you so much. It's Mr. Ward Miller.
So, Mr. Chairman and members of the Permit Review Committee with the Commission on Chicago Landmarks, I'm Ward Miller, Executive Director of Preservation Chicago, the Driehaus Executive Director of Preservation Chicago. And it's really wonderful, again, to see a reinvestment in our landmarks and our landmark districts. This is so very important. And as you can see by the testimony of the owners, that, there's a great love for these buildings, this house, and this district. And that just indicates how important landmark districts are to our city, and just want to encourage additional landmark districts to be considered in the future. I know the load is heavy, and I know we have a staff that works really, really hard on this, and I'd like to actually get more staff in the budget, if that's possible in the future. Deanna, make note of that. We testified for that for many years ago, and hopefully it helped. But this is really a wonderful project. It also shows the flexibility of landmark districts, which we oftentimes forget. People don't understand that, what we're trying to preserve is the look and the feel and the spirit of what you see from the street. And the idea that we can add dormers in certain places or add additions onto the back of a house within, a set of guidelines and principles is really important, that these are not static museum buildings, but living landmarks. And I think that's so very important. And that message, to get that message out, is so really important too, because the fallacy is that you're stuck and you don't want to be a landmark, and that's really unfortunate, and we're trying to change that. And I think these kinds of conversations, these kind of approvals really do help. I just wanted to also mention that during the COVID period, when we were virtual, it was really helpful for some of our members that are members of our organization, but also members of the public, to see what was going on. I realize having a virtual conversation and an in-person conversation is challenging, but I'm hoping that these meetings can be recorded and broadcast live. I don't know if they are. I assume they may be, but I wanted to encourage that, because I think the more people that see these kinds of presentations and the discussions that happen at landmarks, the more comfortable people will be, and the more engaging they'll be, and the more they'll want to be a landmark or part of a landmark district or something bigger. So I just want to encourage all of that from my heart. All right, thank you so much, and congratulations to the owners and the whole team here. Great job, DPD. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. Does anyone who hasn't yet completed a comment card wish to speak? With that, seeing none, thank you for your comments. We appreciate and hear your position. Like to note that the committee's authority is bound by the Landmarks Ordinance, and the committee's decisions on this matter is based on the criteria outlined in the ordinance and the commission's guidelines. And now I'd like to ask for discussion by the commission. Is there any points of discussion, commissioners? Seeing none, if there's no further discussion, I'd like to request a motion to adopt the staff recommendation for this project.
So moved, Commissioner Fair.
Commissioner Fair has made a motion,
Seconded, Commissioner Rubin.
seconded by Commissioner Rubin, and I'm a yes, and the motion carries unanimously. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice project. And that brings us to the end of our meeting today. There's no further business, and I'd like to request a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Rubin has made a
Seconded.
second by Commissioner Fair. And I'm a yes, and this motion carries unanimously. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Let's see what else is on here.